Hello, and welcome to Read the Last Page,
a book club
YAP session,
with your two favorite long-distance best friends. I'm your host, Dan.
And I'm your host, B. And how are you doing today, Dan?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Well, that's a lie, actually.
Okay.
I'm having an okay day. So I'm like having a high anxiety day, you know?
Oh.
Because so you know that last night I went to a concert.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like I can talk about it more later, but like it was a rough night. And so it's like I'm trying to get over the high stress of that, and like now it's like bleeding into today. And
Did you drive home last night?
Yeah. So like we got back at like 2 a.m. And so yeah, it was rough. But luckily I don't work today. I took today off because I was like in preparation. I was like, I know I'm going to get back late. And so and I'm not going to want to show up to work in the morning. So I was like, I'll just take a vacation day. And so luckily I got to sleep in today, and that helped. And then I got to do a little bit of like errands running this morning.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so that was good. But yeah.
Did you know that Sage was at that concert?
What?
I know. I know he told me, and I know I forgot. And then yesterday he was like, okay, like I'm on the road to go to the concert. And then I'm thinking like, wait, Danielle's at a concert?
Bro.
And I was like, wait, are you at Noah? I don't know how to say his last name.
Con?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, are you at Noah Con? Because Danielle's there. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, what? Like, that's crazy.
I have to talk to him because it was the craziest experience. And I need to know if he also had a horrible time or what.
Oh, no.
No, I know. I'll explain it more. But, like, that's no shade to Noah, by the way. Noah's great, and I love him. But it was, like, 100% the venue. It was just rough.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But anyway, enough about that. How are you doing, B?
I'm good. As I think I mentioned on one of the other episodes, I'm leaving on Saturday. I'm leaving New York.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I'm going home for one night, and then I'm going to the dance intensive. And I actually, I'm like packed. Like, I packed everything today, which is like, when this episode comes out, I will have already left, but as we're recording it, like, I'm leaving in 2 days, and, like, that's, like, so early to be packed. Like, I thought I'd be packing tomorrow night, but, I have everything, except for, like, my toothbrush and toothpaste and my hairbrush and, like, all the stuff that I have to continue to use. But other than that, like, I'm good to go. And I also, so I packed, like, a smaller suitcase with, like, all my stuff, like my leotards and my clothes, and then I put that inside of my bigger suitcase, and then I have to bring like my towel and my sheet and stuff because we're like staying at dorms, so you have to like bring that sort of stuff. So I stuffed that stuff around there, and then I'm gonna close the big suitcase, so I only have to check one bag, which is just nice. Which like I can check 2 bags for free, but I don't have enough stuff to fit 2. And you don't want to have, like, a empty suitcase because it'll, like, get crushed.
Yeah.
But I want to have 2 for when I come back because since I'm going to go home, I'm, of course, going to get more clothes and maybe get some more, like, stuff for my walls and stuff. So I wanted to have extra room. But, yeah, so I'm just going to have 1 suitcase and then my backpack. So it should be easy. Yeah.
That's good.
So I feel good. I feel good that I, like, have that pretty much done.
Yeah. Do you ever get like travel anxiety, especially for airplanes? Because I feel like I'm the type of person who I get really worked up about it and like nervous about it before
it's like for me, I have to be at the airport really, really early, and so I have to like leave really, really early, and I'm kind of nervous about like getting on the bus in New York at 4 a.m. Like like I'm not super looking forward to that, but I'm just gonna, like, stay alert, not fall asleep. Like, I'm, just gonna be so aware of all of my surroundings. And which is why, like, I wanted to just have 1 suitcase. Yeah. And, like, my backpack can be on my shoulders, and then I just have to hold one thing. So that I'm not, like, I don't want to be fumbling around. I don't want to be slowing down. I don't want to give anyone a reason that makes me look like I would be easy to, like, take advantage of and grab stuff from. So it should be fun. Like, I've ridden on that bus to and from the airport before, but I also low-key, like, I wouldn't say I'm, like, afraid of airplanes. I've been on airplanes a lot, but
Yeah.
always, like, when they're lifting off, I'm like, wait, what if this, like...
Goes wrong.
I always just have a moment of, like, and what if we crashed, you
Yeah.
know? And I always have to, like, actively make myself not think about that. But I don't feel like I'm... It's not, like, an obsessive thought or anything. It's just always just, like, wait, this could crash, you know?
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. That's so real.
All my airplane rides have been fine, so...
Yeah. I'm just the type of person who, for some reason, I think it's, like, every time I'm on an airplane, I leave the airplane feeling so sick. And I don't know what it is. It's not like motion sickness. It's just like, I feel like maybe like I just get really drained. And then I have to just like, I can't go straight from an airport to like an activity or something. Like I need to know that I'm taking like the rest of the day to like make sure I'm eating and like sleeping and hydrating. And I don't know why. It's just like something about being on an airplane just messes with my whole entire system. So
yeah, it's like kind of scary. Like
yeah.
Well, I will be doing the complete opposite since I only have one day at home. I want to go. I really want to get food from my favorite Thai place in Kansas City. We'll see. Ooh. And then I need to go to the library because I did the winter reading challenge, and so I have to go pick up my mug.
Of course.
And of course. I really want to go to like the jewelry store that I used to work at and the other store that I used to work at, but the jewelry store is like downtown, and they're Sage told me that they're having like the downtown days that this weekend.
Oh my gosh!
So I'm like, I don't really know if I like want to
deal with that. Yeah.
But like the other store that I used to work at, like it's not in downtown, so I kind of want to go there and hopefully like see some of my coworkers, my friends that I miss, and just like say hi and, you know, maybe get a drink from the cafe. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. There's something that's so... I always feel so like, hey guys, whenever I can show back up to work after like not working there anymore, you know, when you're just like, hey, and I'm like the one who got away.
Yeah. Hi everybody. And, like, hey guys, like New York is really great. Thanks.
Hi guys. Thank
you. No, I just like, I miss those girls at like the retail store that I last worked at. I feel weird like saying what it is, but if you know, fine. You know, it's a great place. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I also want to go to Target because I want to just get a couple things. Two of my sisters have birthdays in June, so I want to grab some stuff for them. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was like on my list. There's a coffee shop that I want to go to, but I want to go on like the next day, Sunday, because either my mom or Kelly or maybe both of them together are going to drive me to the intensive, and because it's like 3 or 4 hours. Before we leave, I want to go to the coffee shop over... I don't know if it's, like, weird to, like, say the names of places.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, though.
It's, like, our fave one that we would always go to.
Yeah.
That's, like, kind of close to my house.
Yes.
And they have a drink there that's called a cupcake fog. It's like a tea... like a tea latte type of drink.
Yeah, you love your teas.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so, like, it's for the girls that don't like coffee and don't necessarily love tea, but they like tea enough that if there's a bunch of sugar in it, because it's like cupcake, it's like so sweet. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Readers, if there's one thing about B, it's she's going to a coffee shop and ordering hot chocolate or a tea.
Like or like the smoothie in the hot months. It's always like a smoothie.
It's so funny. I love it. I just love it because I always forget you don't drink coffee. And, like, I'm somebody who genuinely, I think I need to have coffee every day because I'm like, well, what am I doing if I'm not drinking coffee? And so I always forget that you just, like, don't drink coffee.
Yeah, and the place that I used to work at had a coffee shop, and I could get a free drink every day.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, I was going to, you know, get one every time I worked, but I don't drink coffee, so I would always make, like, basically like a frappuccino, but just without the espresso. So it's basically just, and I would use chocolate milk. So I do chocolate milk, and then you put in like either vanilla or chocolate like powder.
Oh yeah.
And then ice.
Girl, that sounds good.
And it was so good.
I'd be
and sometimes
coming
I
back.
put like little caramel drizzle on top.
Yeah.
And then when it was cold, I would make like a chai latte. Mm-hmm. But because I like chai, but instead of using regular milk, I would use chocolate milk. So it was like a hot chocolate chai. Oh my gosh, so good.
That sounds really good.
So good.
Yeah,
miss it.
No, I know. I actually have 2. I was cleaning out my desk and I found 2 little tokens that you gave me for free drinks at your workplace.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, just use this whenever. And I'm like, well, you don't work there anymore.
Yeah,
I'm coming
true.
in, and I'm like, what for? No, it's okay. It's a good shop, but it's just like I just don't go there. I've never gone there when you haven't been there, so.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw your mom there one time.
I know. She loves that. She got a like, I guess, keychain or something there, and she loves that. like she's obsessed with it. She's like, I almost said the name, but went to Laura's store and I got this, and it's so nice. Like, you should go. They got a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
That's so cute. It is a great store.
I do live in waking fear that one day she'll come home with like a Travis Kelce Taylor Swift t-shirt for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I have my shirt that says, which is not from the store that I worked at, but from a different store, that says Taylor Swift loves Kansas City. Mm-hmm. And I just think it's the best like reference to Taylor Swift dating a guy from the Chiefs, because it doesn't say Travis Kelce and it doesn't say the Chiefs, and so it's like no matter what happens between them, like, I can still wear that
Kansas
shirt.
City. Yep,
because she does love Kansas City, because she gave us June 7th
for
July
our
7th
tour.
Yeah, like one of the best concerts of the tour last year. So she loves
cannot
us.
believe we witnessed Speak Now Night. I feel like we need to talk to the viewers about this, because literally that was like, I think that was we reached our peak.
Yeah. I know, and it's coming up like in
almost
a month.
a year.
It'll be a year ago. Just crazy.
After the concert last night, I kept like thinking about how I felt after the Eras tour. And I remember sitting in that parking, like, I think we were in a Taco Bell drive-thru.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, I've never been more exhausted in my whole entire life. I remember thinking, I was like, I need a liquid IV. Like, I need
Guys, listeners, we like basically like starved, and whatever the equivalent word of for like not drinking water is
dehydrated.
Yeah, I guess starved and dehydrated ourselves.
Yeah,
because we got like McDonald's on the way, and then
I forgot about that. Yeah,
and then we brought in like little water bottles, like 20-ounce water bottles, whatever they allow. Mm-hmm. And that was all we had the entire time
for like a 4-hour experience.
Yeah, because we didn't want to miss anything. No. So we did, and like I don't want to pay the prices of like at the stadium. So yeah, we each had a 20-ounce water bottle to last for 6 hours or whatever. And then by time, and I didn't really notice being hungry.
No, me neither. But
until we like got in the car.
Yes.
And then I was like, if I don't like drink water in the next 5 seconds, like I might die. Like, yeah, it was crazy. Like, my head hurt so bad, which I'm sure was like from the screaming and the loud and the, you know, like, it wasn't just the water, but the water was a big part of it.
Yes. Oh my god, I remember getting to, I think we were in the red set, which is about, I think, halfway through the show maybe. And I was at the very bottom of my water bottle, so dehydrated. And I was like, I'm gonna die. I think I'm gonna die here.
It was like actually so scary.
Bad. Yeah, and it was
just we totally could have went and filled them up, but I just didn't want to miss anything.
No, there were girls next to us who were leaving during like the Evermore set, and we were like, Laura
literally
judged them so hard. We were like, no, during Marjorie. Marjorie?
No, that was one. I was trying to remember what the song was. I was like, later, like, what are you doing?
How are you leaving during Marjorie right now?
Especially like And I mean, I had never been to a Taylor Swift concert before, so it was all new to me.
Yo, yeah.
But, like, if I had to leave, like, I would have been leaving during, like,
I knew you were trouble.
Red or something. Yeah, like, something that's, like, okay, like, we've known this song for years and years, and, like, you can see concert videos before. But, like the new, like, Midnight's Folklore Evermore, why would you miss that?
It's like, girl, you're showing your true colors.
Yeah.
That's still why you're
crazy.
Here. Anyway, but yeah, no,
crazy.
I just remember, I remember thinking after that concert, I was like, how do people buy tickets for this back-to-back? Because, like, if I were to wake up that next day and be like, okay, ready to do again, I would be like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah.
Also, this is another part of our like, the lore of our friendship is the show Julie and the Phantoms.
Oh my god,
and we knew trying to leave that stadium, we knew we were going to be sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
So Danielle, like, brought her iPad and we had downloaded episodes of Julie and the Phantoms. And we sat there for like an hour just watching. I think we watched like 2 episodes, just like waiting for cars to clear.
Yeah.
And thank goodness we had that, because if we would have had to just, like, sit there for an hour and think about being thirsty, like, that would have been so bad.
Oh my god, I would have died. Literally. I would have jumped out the car.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, oh my god, that truly was the saving grace of the night. Is like us.
Yeah, it was all part of the experience.
Yeah. It was so fun though. I love that.
Yeah,
I
it
have
was
nothing
good.
but good memories from that night.
Yeah, I did see a girl that I won't name names. She was, like, really mean in middle school to me. And,
I think I know who you're talking about.
Okay. And I'm like, do you want me to say the name? We'll just go.
No, you don't have to.
Okay, you know who it is.
Yeah.
She actually had come into the store that I worked, like, a month before this, like, somewhat recently, like, before the concert. And she was with her mom, and she was, like, so obviously trying to not make eye contact with me. Because it's, like, someone that, like, we were kind of frenemies in a way in middle school. Like, we were kind of friends, but also she was mean. Yeah. So, and we didn't really talk in high school. And anyway, so she was, like, very obviously trying to not make eye contact with me. And, but then her mom was checking out, and she was like, oh, like, blah blah blah, like, come over here. And then she's like, oh my gosh, like, Laura, it's so good to see you. And it was, like, the most awkward conversation ever, because I'm the employee, like, I can't leave. Anyways, I saw her when we were, like, finding our way to our seats, and I was like, why do I see this girl everywhere?
She, like,
really, why are you here?
I remember
Taylor Swift is for everyone, and it's totally cool that she was there, but I was just like, what?
No. I'll be honest though, like, when I saw her there too, I remember thinking, like, you seem like somebody who would definitely make fun of Taylor Swift and people who like Taylor Swift. So I was like really intrigued. I was like, okay, girl, sure.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah. And then there was actually my friend Emily. Shouts out to Emily.
Oh, hey girl.
That was half of a heart, by the way, if that looked weird. She got married 2023, I guess. Mm-hmm. Anyways, so, like, I spent a lot of time with, like, her whole friend group. Mm-hmm. And, you know, because, like, bachelorette party and, you know, being in the wedding party and just, like, hanging out. And there was a girl that was, like, one of her best friends from, like, high school or something. So it's like, I didn't know her. I only know her through Emily. Mm-hmm. But she was sitting, like, right behind us. I don't know if you remember that. But I turned around and I was like, oh my gosh, like, hi. Like, out of the whole stadium. We just happened to be sitting, like, she was, like, right behind us. Yeah, it was so cute. We, like, took a little selfie and sent it, like, in our, like, group chat of all the girlies. And it was just, like, so cute.
I remember when we got there, we sat in the wrong seats, and I feel so bad for this girl who we sat next to. We sat next to this girl who came to the concert alone, and we were like,
by herself.
We'll be literally your besties for the night, like, not to worry. And then she went to go get merch, and you had left to go find somebody else in the stadium, so I stayed at our seats. And when you came back, you noticed that we were in the wrong section.
Yeah.
And so you came back, and you're like, so I think we're in the wrong seats. And I was like, what? And so we just kind of, like, left, and we were like, that poor girl came back and we were just gone for the night.
I know.
I feel so bad.
I know. I
for
felt
her.
so bad. I think she's that girl that we were sitting next to. I think she said that she had already been to the show before, and so
yes.
she wanted to come again, but it's like
Yeah.
her friends didn't want to pay again, but she wanted to, so she just like came by herself.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's a trooper. I think
Yeah.
she flew in.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's
which
insane.
she did fly in for one of the best ones, so
That's true. I mean,
Yeah.
Speak Now Night was really great. Yeah, that's so true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like seeing Taylor Swift like sit on the ground while the music video played,
yes.
and like she was I mean, I'm sure she saw it before,
Yeah.
but like that was like the big reveal, and it was like, I don't know, it was just like so sweet, like, oh, like she's, you know, enjoying
know.
it too, and the rest of us are all freaking out, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was so good.
Yeah,
and when
and then
Taylor Lautner
Lautner.
like broke through the floor or whatever, the
He, like,
whole
did a
place was
flip.
like, ooh.
that was actually insane. Yeah, Joey King was there. Taylor Lautner was there. The other, I can't remember her name, so sorry, but the other person who was in the music video with them was there. So good. So
Yeah.
good. The place was going crazy.
Yeah.
And then she sang Never Grow Up. And
Yeah.
well, I can't remember the other one. When Emma Falls in Love.
Yeah.
Which is a bestie song, so I'm glad we got a bestie song in there. But no one knew the words, so I was carrying the section.
I just Cleopatra grew up in a small
Small
town. I was
town.
like, if anything, I'm gonna get that lyric. Like I knew
I'm
that
gonna get
one.
the Cleopatra one. Yeah, that's so true. But yeah.
Yeah.
The night after us had a Dorothea though, and I remember we were both like,
Yeah.
because like that's our
Wish I
bestie
could have seen
anthem.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah. Let's see. What's new in your life? Anything?
Well, I guess I can talk a bit about the Noah Kahan concert.
Oh,
last
yeah,
night and
yeah,
how
tell us.
Okay, so I'm gonna preface this by saying literally no hate at all to Noah Kahan. I love him, and I'm sure he puts on a great concert. Would I know? Not really. So
Oh my gosh.
I went to I'm actually I will be name dropping names for arenas because I want people to know.
That's fine.
The people need to know. So the concert was it took place at an amphitheater in like Kansas, kind of middle of nowhere Kansas. So I had to travel a bit for it, but it's like called Azura Amphitheater, I believe. And so the way that it's set up is there's like the stage and then there's a bunch of seats, and then instead of having like a pit or like a floor, they have a lawn area, so like you can like kind of sit out and have like like you can take a blanket with you and like kind of sit.
So is this outside?
Yes, it's outside.
Oh, okay.
So I guess part of the issue with having like a lawn section is it's really hard to know.
Manage.
Yeah, to know how many people are going to come and to figure out if you're overselling or not. They 100% oversold that place. There was nowhere at all. No standing room at all. We were in the very, very back, so we couldn't even see Noah. And so
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go.
So were any of the seats like, was anything like you were buying for a specific seat, or was it all just like buy a ticket and then find somewhere to be?
So they have seat tickets, but they were maybe $100 more than if you just got general admission lawn tickets. So it's like
see.
So like anything that's like not a seat is like general admission, and then you just have to find a place.
Okay, gotcha.
So we ultimately we got to the concert late because there was so much traffic. It took us 2.5 hours to get into the parking lot because they had one lane. We were backed up on the highway.
Oh my god.
The concert started, I think, an hour and a half late because of how bad traffic was.
Wow.
I know. And so we had to sit literally by the concession stands. Like, we had a blanket. If anyone saw me at this Noah Kahan concert sitting on a comforter, just chilling, eating a hot dog, that was my whole night. I saw 5 seconds of his face on the screen, and then I went and I just sat down, and I was like, I'll just listen like it's the radio.
Yeah.
And yeah, it wasn't great. And I think we left about 30 minutes early because we were like, we're not just sitting in traffic. Yeah, because I mean, we got home at 2 a.m. and like my poor Kara and Haley were with me, my two friends, and they have work today, and I took off, and so I was like, I'm so sorry, you guys. It was just like not a fun experience. I was so anxious the whole entire time. I thought everybody hated me because
I mean, yeah, that's like dangerous. Like,
yeah,
ugh.
yeah, and they also the concert had no service, so like we were meeting up with like Lily and Kayla and Lauren. And so we had like a group of 6 people, and I had the tickets on my phone, and so you can't transfer the tickets because of like scalping. They don't want you like to sell tickets at an unfair price, and so you can't transfer the tickets. So I just gave them like my login for the app, but they couldn't get the tickets because of how bad the Wi-Fi and service was at this place. So they couldn't even get in, and so we were trying to find a way to like find each other. So that way I could get... It was literally so bad. But it worked out as far as getting inside. But then it was even worse when we were in there because I didn't get to see him perform at all. I just had to listen. So yeah.
Megan and I went to a Yankees game.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like the same thing. Like, someone in her family like had tickets, so they like sent them to her. But then it was like, then we were close to the venue and like we couldn't get it to load, so we had to like walk really far away. Luckily it didn't sound as bad as like that, but it's just interesting. Like, I get that it's like convenient to put the tickets on your phone, but then it's like, sometimes I just think they should just like let us do paper tickets again or something.
I know. So it was so bad. It was just not fun. Yeah. And so it really sucks because like I love Noah Kahan. He's like one of my favorite artists, and like I paid like, I mean, the tickets were like fairly cheap, but like I did pay good money for it.
Well, and you spent money like traveling and
I took days off of work, like it was just bad. So if anybody ever wants to go see a concert at Azura Amphitheater, good luck. And I will be naming. I literally will be name dropping because I'm so mad at this amphitheater. Why would you oversell? And I was talking to people who were there who have gone to other concerts there, and they're like, this is what they do every single time, and people are so annoyed, like they just constantly oversell. And so I have a second concert I have to go to in a few months there. I won't say what, but... And I'm like, should I sell my ticket? I was like, I really don't want to do it again.
Or show up 5 hours early. I think that's, like, your only option.
Yeah, honestly, my gosh. It just,
Well, and that's sad for Noah Kahan because, like, I'm sure you were not the only one who had a bad experience. And then it's, like, a bunch of his fans are probably very unhappy, and it's, like...
I know. I mean, I don't know. On him.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I had a bad time at the Noah Kahan concert instead of, oh, I had a bad time at the amphitheater. You know, like you're just gonna associate the artist. So that's kind of that's like sad for him.
I know, and like seriously, I mean this with like I mean this truly. No shade to Noah Kahan. I will gladly go see another concert of his if it's not at that venue.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For sure. Yeah, and I mean like he sounded amazing. So, like, that's to anybody who's wondering if they should see him in concert. Yeah, he sounds great. Like, so it was like, if I had to...
Just go to that theater.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, he was also, you could tell, like, he knew how to put on a good show. Because, like, he was, like, doing a lot of crowd work. He was, like, had a lot of energy. So, like, he's a great musician. It just sucks that was the case as far as what that venue was doing that night. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's starting to rain here.
Oh, really?
And, which, this is so silly, but, like, I've been making a TikTok of, like, you know that song that's like, wear this on Monday, wear this on Tuesday? So I've been doing my outfits every day, and there's a specific spot that I've been recording it, and it's outside. And I was going to do it, like, when I go to work, like, right before... But, like, if it's raining...
Yeah.
I don't know. I could have my umbrella, maybe.
I was going to say... A cute umbrella moment.
But it's like, then I have to, like, set up my phone.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I might record, like a something inside, and then I can try it outside. But it's, like right now, it's, like, raining hard.
Gosh.
So I don't know if you can hear it.
No, I can't hear anything.
Oh.
So, at least not through the Zoom. But maybe your audio's picking up.
Yeah, let's give everyone a...
ASMR moment.
I don't know if you could hear it.
I couldn't hear anything. I'll be honest.
Trust, it's raining.
Trust. That's good though. As far as vibes.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
vibes
it
are being
is
cultivated.
nice.
Yeah.
So I'm reading a book that I'm almost done with, and
Yeah.
then I'll be starting
Turtles.
Turtles All the Way Down. Yeah, because I got to get it from home.
Yeah.
But Sage got me this book called The Lightning Queen, which he just, thought of me because, like Lightning Queen, like,
It feels like you, yeah.
like I'm kind of like weather, like, I don't know if you can see like my cloud and my rainbow and stuff, like, I just like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he got it from somewhere, and it was like a local author to wherever he was. And, anyways, I've been reading it, and it's so good. It's I would say it's like, maybe like middle school-ish age.
Okay.
I think maybe he thought it was YA, but the main character's like a little bit younger than high school. I think he's like spanned somewhere from like age 12 to 16, like throughout the book. Anyways, it's really interesting. It's very different. It's like different than anything else I read. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it, and I just wanted to give it a shouts out. The author's name is also Laura, by the way, which is kind of cool. But I don't remember the last name. But it takes place in I think in Mexico.
Okay.
And so the characters, there's like a lot of it that's happening like in the past, and the people are like Mixteco is what they call them. And anyways, they have like a bunch of words in there, like they have Spanish words and stuff, and it's kind of fun, like, because I think I told you, like, I've been brushing up on some of my Spanish with some of the guys at work.
Oh yeah.
And so then this was like the perfect time. I didn't even know that when I started reading the book, but then I started reading it, and I was like, oh, like a little more Spanish work for me.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And like the book itself, it has that cover that's like soft. Oh, I just love the way that feels. And it's like the pages are like really nice, so it's like heavy. It's like paperback, but it's heavy. Oh, I just love picking the book up. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's nice. Wait, and you said that Sage like bought it for you? So you get to keep it. Good. I love when I get a good quality book to keep, and it's not like a library book. I'd be like, yeah, to return that.
And I actually, like, I've been writing in my books, like you taught me. And, but I don't know, like, when I started reading this one, I was like, I feel like I just don't want to write in this. Okay. Like, it just doesn't feel like, I don't want to put a pencil line in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
But, like, when I was reading Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, it's like, well, A, I've already read them. And also, B, it's like, I just feel like I'm meant to put my little notes in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know, for some reason this book, I was just like, I just don't feel like doing it. And there hasn't been a ton of stuff that I probably would have been underlining and writing anyways, so it's totally fine. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like too pristine. Like I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get that. I think I need to have more discipline when it comes to writing in my books, because here's the thing. I think I get so annotation happy where it's like if I have a new book, I'm like, ooh, like, and then I can annotate this, like, whatever. And so in the first few chapters, I'll be like, wow, that's a really great line. I'll underline. And then I'll, like, finish the book. And it won't be a favorite book of mine. I'll be like, I don't like this that much, actually. And I'll never have a desire to read it again. And then I just have an annotated book sitting on my shelf, because it's hard to get rid of annotated books, because you can't sell them. And I guess I could give them to Goodwill, but it's
I was going to say, you could probably give them to, like, a thrift store, but then you're not, like, getting any money from it if
I
you
know.
I
know. So it's like, I need to teach myself how to only annotate in books I know I'm going to keep. So I did annotate in Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, but that's just because I knew they were my favorite books, and I was like, I'll keep these. But
that's so interesting. Like, if I have a book, like, if I buy a book, if I own a book, like, I've never thought about getting rid of it.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah.
It's just
okay, that's mine now.
Well, you can see behind me, I have like 2 bookshelves full of books. Yeah. So I love buying books. Like, super fun. Great activity. But it's like half of the books on my shelf I don't read or will never reread. And it's like, I'm just like, I feel like I'm wasting space.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I feel like most of the books that I own, like, I own a lot of, like, series and stuff that are, like, from my childhood, and it's, like the series Unfortunate Events. Like, well, I want my kids to have those, so I'm just gonna keep them, you know what I mean?
Cute, yeah.
And, like, all my John Green books, it's, like, well, of course I'm gonna keep those. And,
right,
like,
right.
And, like, some of the newer books that I've gotten, I'm just, like, I don't know, if I read a book and then I really, like, love it or whatever, then I'm just, like, I, like, want my kids to be able to have it, so
that's
I'm
so
gonna
cute.
Keep it. But I think the difference is that most of the time, I'm not buying a book until I've already read it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm true. Buying it because I know that I want to own it. Whereas, like, I feel like you are more likely to than I am, like, buy a book because you're interested, and then who knows if you like it or not.
Yeah, exactly. I know, and it's like I need to be utilizing that library, which I do.
Yeah, we gotta get her in the library more.
See, here's the thing, you guys. I work at a library.
Yeah.
So it's like I am actually the queen of libraries, but like I do ebooks and audiobooks a lot, and so it's like I actually do check out maybe about 5 books minimum from the library a month.
Yeah.
But it's like then it's just like I'm like, ooh, but if it's like I do this a lot with literary fiction, where I'm like, ooh, and I want to own that because I want to, like, read it with my eyes and, like, be able to annotate if I want to, because I know it's going to be written really beautifully, most likely. But then it's like, then I'll be dealing with a book that I gave 2 stars, and, like, what do I do with you? Because I spent $21 on this hardback, like, unfortunately.
You know, that reminds me when we were visiting, your friend Kara at her bookstore, and I bought that book called The Nightland Express.
Yes,
and it's just like I just like bought that totally on a whim.
You did.
Just like I was like, ooh, I like this cover, and I was like, I want to support the local bookstore. And it was literally like the most random book ever.
I know.
But now I just feel like I have a special bond with it. Like, I could never get rid of her, even though it's like it's not like. It is a good book, but it's not like I think if I had read it at the library, I wouldn't feel like the desire to buy it. But because I bought it and I committed to it and I was like, I'm gonna love this book. Now I'm just like, I could never turn my back on her, you know?
Yes. You are the queen, by the way, of, like, picking up random books and just, like, reading them. Because I feel like, so I used to do that a lot in high school and middle school, because it's like I didn't have so many ways to, like, get book recommendations, so you really did just, like, you were sent into the library just free range, and, like, you could just do whatever you want. And so, but then, like, now, obviously, with, like, TikTok and social media, it's like I'm in a lot of book spaces online where I can find people I trust to give me good recommendations, or, like, see what is currently, like, people are reading and liking or whatever.
Right.
And so it's like most of the time I buy books because I've heard good things about them, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll probably like this. And then I get it, and then it's like I see the internet's commentary about it, and it's like this whole thing and whatever. You are able to pick up books, and it's like I feel like you have special bonds with all of them because, like, no one's read that book. And you're like, wow, I read this book that 100 people on Goodreads read.
Yeah.
No, really literally. Cute. I love that you do that.
Yeah, I have a hard time, like, if people are, like, recommending stuff.
Yeah.
I feel, like, resistance to it, and it's not because I'm, like, oh, well, if it's popular, then I'm not interested, because that's so not true. I love popular stuff. Yeah. But it just feels like there's, like, a pressure about it. Like, and so I don't know, like, I just love walking into the library and I just like looking for a good spine or a good word. Like, for example, Sage getting me that book called The Lightning Queen, and like the cover is like, it's pretty, like, purples and pinks with like a little moon and a star. Like, that is exactly the type of book that I would just see and be like, yeah, I should read that, because it just like seems like it's like in my, I don't know if aesthetic is the right word, but just like, oh yeah, that looks like something I'd like. Yeah. And I do feel very bonded to things, to books that I feel like the masses aren't aware of, because it feels like my special thing.
Yeah.
You know? Which,
yeah,
like,
that's so cute.
when I was younger, so I have a little sister, Kelly, and of course, when we were younger, she liked to do a lot of the things that I did, and so I would read books, and she would, like, want to read those books too, and I would tell her, like, you're not allowed to read this. I, like, I'm so sorry, Kelly, like, that was so obnoxious of me, but it's because, like, I wanted to feel like I was the only one in the world that, like, had ever entered that story, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
and then, so like, after a few, you know, a year, I don't know how long went by, I'd be like, okay, like, I think it's time, like, you can read that book now.
Yeah.
And poor Kelly would just, like, let me boss her around. Like, I'm so sorry that I was like that, but now I'm a lot better of, like, I actually like to recommend books to Kelly now, and I like when she reads the same stuff I do. So I came around, but...
You are so... Sometimes I forget how you are technically, like, a middle child in your family.
Oh,
because, I mean, like, I think you and Kelly are so close in age that it's, like, I kind of pair you guys as the, like, younger ones in the family. But, like, that's such a middle child thing to do, where you're just like, can I just have this one thing? Yeah. No, that's cute, though.
Yeah, like, she read one of my absolute favorite books, which I haven't read in a while, and I brought it with me. I need to reread it. But it's called Kids of Appetite by David Arnold. And I read this book in high school, and I just loved it, like, immediately. And so then I, like, told Kelly about it, and it's so nice, like, when she read it, like, and we were able to, like, talk about things in it and, like, relate to it and stuff. And I'm like, why was I telling her for all those years to not read the same books as me? Like, oh my gosh.
You're so funny. No, I get it. Don't worry, I get it. That conversation was reminding me of, like, when we first started our book club. So we have a history of this book club. Like, we just didn't start it out of nowhere. We've been having it off and on book club, I think, since we were 19?
I think 2019.
Yeah, okay. So, like, yeah, like 20 years old or something.
Yeah.
And, like, so it happened, obviously, after we moved away from each other. So it was, like, a long-distance book club that we were trying to do to keep up. And so we would read the most random books when we started that out. Because we would go into the library and we would pick a book together. And we'd be like, okay, yeah, this one sounds good.
Yeah, and we were also bound to if there was at least 2 copies.
Yes.
Like, if there's only 1 copy, well, we can't pick that book.
Yeah, that is so true. I forgot about that. Yeah, but I feel like we found some bad books, but, like, we also then found, like, little gems.
Yeah.
So, like, the short history of the Girl Next Door. Yes.
Yes.
Do you remember the author's name for that?
Jared Reck.
Yes.
That I emailed.
You emailed him?
Yes.
Tell them that story, because that's so cute.
So, I read this book, and it was about a well, we both read this book.
Yeah.
And it was about a 14-year-old boy. And I think it was one of the, like, Truman nominees that year.
I think that's why we picked it.
That's why we were interested in it. And I was just like, what? Like, what am I going to get from a book about a 14-year-old boy that plays basketball? Like, that's just so, like, not... It was not relevant to me as a 20-year-old girl who was, like, starting her math degree that summer. It was, you know, but I loved that book. It, like, really touched me. Like, I really felt like I related to the character, and, like, I just thought it was so well written. So I found, and I think that's the first novel that he had ever published.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so I just felt like this guy needs to know that, like, this is a good book. So I did some searching, and I found his email address, and I emailed him, and I was like, you know, I picked up this book with my friend, and, you know, I was kind of, like, not sure that I was really gonna, like, get a lot from it, since I'm, like, don't really relate to the main character, but, you know, I just told him, like, I was so amazed, and, like, I told him some of my favorite parts of, like, when Maddie, he goes to his grandparents' house, like, that's one of my favorite parts of the book, and I just, like, wrote this really long email to him, like, saying, like, I saw this was, like, your first book you've ever published, and I just thought you should know that, like, people like it, you know? And so he responded, and I didn't know if I'd get a response just because, like, I don't know this guy's life. And he got a response, and I got a response, and he was like, thank you so much for writing this. Like, this was the best book review I've ever gotten. Like, you just made my whole life. Like, and he was like, yeah, that part you talked about was like one of my favorites too, and like blah 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 blah. Oh my gosh, it literally was like so amazing. I don't know why. Like, to get that email back, and to know that I had like done something nice for him, you know what I mean? And I'm so upset because I had that email saved in my emails for so long, and I accidentally deleted it one time because I cannot find it. But luckily, Danielle one time, when it was my birthday, you know, she was giving me a birthday gift, and she also because I had sent like a screenshot of part of the email to her, and so you like printed it out on a piece of paper, and I remember you were so like bashful about it. You're like, I don't know why I did this. I just thought you might like want it printed out. And thank goodness you did that, because like have that. And it's only part of the email, but like I'm so glad I have like a tangible like memory of that.
Yeah, that's so great. No, I think I printed it out because I got you the physical copy, and so I kind of like I make it? I might have made it into like a card of sorts, like I might have written on it or something. But yeah, it was like the screenshot that you sent me. It was just a part where he said, I'm so flattered that like you and your best friend picked it for your book club, like blah blah blah. And I was just like, our book club getting like recognition from an author? That's incredible. No, but like literally Jared Reck that's his name, yes. We have nothing but love for you, sir. Literally everybody go read. If you ever
happen to listen, like
everybody go read Jared Reck's
that book.
books. We should see if he's written anything else and do it for a book club coming up.
That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea.
To support our king for being so kind. And also,
I know.
This makes me want to reach out to authors more often. I always forget you can do that if they have an email that's available.
Yeah, I emailed another one. I either emailed or I might have sent a DM on Twitter. I can't remember. I think, or maybe I found like her email address like from her Twitter or something. I think it was a book called... I can, like, see it in my head, but I can't remember the name. But anyways, I think I also got a response from her, but it wasn't... I mean, it was still really sweet, but there is something about that one from Jared Reck, like, it just, like...
made your life,
It just made me feel so good,
that's so great. King, we love.
Yeah. Speaking of our book club in 2019...
Okay,
And I don't know if you saw this, but I sent you a Snapchat memory from however many years ago this was. 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah. Whenever we read... Should we name drop the book?
Was it the first one? Well, okay. We can name drop the book because, like, let's be honest, this is a book review podcast.
Okay, sure.
And so it's like, we should be honest.
So we read a book that was also a Gateway or Truman nominee.
Yeah.
From a year before, like, from a year past.
Yeah. But was this the first book that we read? In the book club?
It might have been.
So I think we started off like very badly as far as
it was called Losers Take All.
Yeah.
And I found we hated this.
Did not like that book at all. I'm so sorry to the man who wrote this book, but we did not.
I don't remember his name, unfortunately. It was just like not well written. The story was just like, huh? And the random scene where she was like riding the horse. Like what? Anyways, I found a Snapchat memory of me from however many years ago that I'm taking a video of me like throwing it into the book return bin at the library, and I literally like throw it in there and I like wave by. And the caption is like, if this wins the award, like I'm quitting. Or I don't know exactly what I said, but it's like and whatever award it was up for was from a year past, so it wasn't even still eligible, but I didn't know that at the time. But that literally was today, like however many years ago. I sent it to you. Yeah.
That's so cute, actually. No,
I know.
We didn't. We read a couple flops in that. I think that and Waters for Elephants were those two books were not faves on for us. But yeah, no. I think we need to. I'm really curious to see when we land on a book that neither one of us likes for this podcast, because I feel like it's going to be so difficult for us to be like, because we are not the type of people who like to bash author's work, because like I think we both
it's like
realize how
someone
hard
put their time into it, you know.
Yeah, and like I love and respect the art of a really great reviewer who can kind of like, you know, be like, this book wasn't good and here's why. For some reason, it's so hard for me to do that. Because I'm just like, the whole time I'm just like, like, maybe it wasn't for me. Maybe someone out there really does like it. And like, this poor author put 2 years of work into it or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will be running to that probably sometime. And
yeah.
I think we will be fair though.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, with Losers Take All, it's like, I think there was probably a demographic for that book. Like, I think maybe someone, maybe more like a boy who's like more, who like wasn't on the sports team but always like wanted to be in that crowd. Like, that might have been the right type of person to be reading that book, and maybe it would have really spoken to them. But like, as an objective, like an outsider who's like not, because we weren't in high school anymore, and like it just didn't seem very well constructed. Like, but I hope that someone, I mean, it obviously got some recognition because it was nominated, so there are people that like it, and I love that for them. Just wasn't for us. Nope.
And you're so right. Yeah, that was such a funny. I think it also maybe helped or fueled the fire, because we were talking to each other about it so much, because it was our first book, and we were like the whole entire time we were texting, we were like, ew.
It was just so like, it was just so like random. Like,
it was a hard book for us to read. Anyway, no shade to that author, but
Okay, looks like it stopped raining, so
okay, good. TikTok,
maybe I'll be able to take my TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok might be able to come out well. We'll be
Guys, fine. When we were younger and Vine was out, I always thought I'd be Vine famous. Maybe TikTok will be the time. No, maybe this podcast will be the time.
This podcast, yeah, that's true. There you go. Have you had anybody talk to you in real life about the podcast at all? Like, be like, oh, I see you started a podcast.
No, really only Sage, and he he listened to our very first episode, and like he said he loved it. Oh, one of my friends, I don't want to name drop her just in case like she doesn't want her name dropped, but she texted me, I think I told you, and she was like, who's the guy on the first episode that you had a crush on? And I was like, oh my gosh, like, don't ask me this question.
Yeah.
So we got a listener there. Yeah. She's super cool, by the way.
Yeah, we love her. She's great.
Girly, if you're listening to this, we love your support.
Literally.
I don't know. It's like, I feel safe, like, saying, like, my roommates' names and my siblings' names and stuff, but I just don't know who cares if their, like, name is out there.
No, that's good.
But, yeah, one of my friends in Matilda, when I was telling him that I was, like, gonna make a podcast, he was like, and I will be subscribing. Okay. But, like, I don't know if he actually has or not, but we don't really see each other anymore, so.
We've had nice support online, like, from people who we haven't even really kept up with, I think, for a few years, but, like, we're close with, you know, back in high school, who have been like, oh yeah, and I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna watch, like, if you are those people, we love you. Basically, if you're listening to this right now, we love you, literally. But yeah, no, I've had a couple of my friends be like, oh, I see, like, you have a podcast, like, what's going on there? And every time I'm always like, like, I get, like, so flustered. I'm like, you know, you should still get about a book club and, like, la la la. I don't know why I feel like it's, like, so, like, intimate. I'm like, what do you mean people are listening?
It feels kind of like, remember Twitter circles? Yeah. This feels like our Twitter circle, you know?
This is so our Twitter circle. It's crazy that people can just, like, listen.
I know.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I actually don't even know. The only person who I know who's actually listened in my real life is Haley, who's my roommate. Haley, I love you, Haley. Slay. But I came downstairs one time and I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, listening to your podcast. Like, right now.
That's so sweet, though.
I know, she was being so, like, secret about it too, because she was like, I didn't want to tell you in case it made you, like, uncomfortable. And I was like, no, that's so nice.
No, that's so sweet.
Haley, though, is a type of... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Haley though is the type of person who, like, if you do anything, she's gonna be like number one, like, in line to make sure that, like, she can support it for you.
Oh,
and
I
so
love that.
I know. So it's like, out of all my friends, which this isn't any shade to any of my friends, like, I don't expect any of my friends to listen to this if they don't feel like it or whatever. Like, it's fine, just talk to me in person. But, like, out of all my friends, I was like, I feel like Haley will probably listen to this. So, like, when I mentioned her in the first episode, I was like, hi, Haley.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Yeah, Sage, I knew Sage would listen because I know he loves me, and he loves you. He loves our little friendship.
Yeah.
But he hasn't listened to the Six of Crows episodes because
he hasn't read the book.
I've been telling him, you need to read this book. And so he was like, I'm not going to listen yet because I think I want to read the books. So I think he's coming back with me after my intensive. He's coming to New York for a week, and I think I'll send him home with my books so he can read them.
That's gonna be
fun. And then
fun.
he can see all the stuff
Your
I
annotations,
wrote in there. Yeah. Which I think he'll like that.
Yeah, that's nice. By the way, also Sage has been, like, I know we've already talked about it, but, like, number one best supporter. Like, because, like, also he's like, he made everything for this podcast, like, our music and, like, our
the pictures.
Yeah, illustrations. And, like, not only that, but, like, he was, like, texting us as he was watching it. He was like, doing chores and listening to my girls. I love him.
That's so funny.
Just so he's the best.
That's so cute.
Yeah. But
shouts
outs to Sage, and also literally once again, everybody listen to this because you guys, we love the support for real.
Do you remember, this is so random, from when I said shouts out, do you remember on Vine when people would be like, revine my post and I'll give you a shout out, and then everyone would revine, and then they'd be like, where's my shout out? And the person would be like, sorry, like, I don't know how to do a shout out. Like, what you're lying.
I forgot. Most of Vine has been scrubbed from my memory. I cannot believe that. Gosh. You saying the word revine in the Lord's year of 2024 just, like, brought me back. It's like, gosh.
And everyone would say, like, there's a glitch on the revine button. No, there wasn't. They just wanted you to.
Oh, that is actually hilarious. That's really good.
Yeah, I have some really golden vines that are on my iPod.
Yeah. I have.
If we get 1 million subscribers, I'll post.
We'll be releasing. Yeah. I should release my Party in the USA one.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember my hairstyles one?
Maybe.
I was like, side pony.
Oh,
right part. Scrunchy. Like, what?
I just remember you have one where you're, like, trying to be Alex G. Is that his name? Or Alex something? And
Alex
you're like,
James, yeah.
Yeah, and you like, got my water bugs on.
And I had the water bugs t-shirt. And
You did.
I got rid of that because, like, it was kind of a little bit small on me, like, after I grew up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't really wear it a lot. And I wish I would have kept it. Not because I would necessarily wear it, but it's just such a relic of, like,
it is
2014, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, my sister Allison got me that, like, for Christmas one time or something. And I remember she was, like, recording me while I opened my gift, which, like, this was, like, 10 years ago. Like, people weren't recording on their phones, like, everything that you open, you know? And I was like, why is she recording me? And then it was like, oh, because is the Alex James shirt. Like, it was, like, knew iconic. I would love it, yeah.
Iconic. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, there's one where I said, I don't know if I sang it. If I sang it, that's embarrassing. Or if I just have Ed Sheeran playing. But it's like, that line where he says, if things go right, we can hang it and put you on a wall. Or, you know what I'm talking about, from Lego House?
Yes.
And then, like, it's just a clip of me, like, like, going up to the wall, like, as if, like, as if I'm, like, being hung up on the wall. Like, why was I posting that?
Because it was iconic. You know what? And also, what's crazy about, I'm just thinking about Ed Sheeran now. I feel like I'm tired of the Ed Sheeran hate. I've gotten actually completely over it. That first album, especially for me, I know, like, you're more of a Is it no, not divide, plus multiply? What you
The
like
green
the green
one?
one. You like the green
Yeah,
one.
I think
Yeah,
it's multiply.
okay, yeah. So you're a multiply truther. I'm more of the orange girl.
Yeah, plus. That one is
Yeah.
like a piece of art.
I
Like,
know. I know.
yeah.
I listen to actually Give Me Love and Kiss Me actually maybe every single day. So,
It's so good.
Cheerios, rise up. We're here. We're here. We're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, this is so random, but this is just us talking, so we can talk about random stuff.
Sure, yeah.
When I was in high school, I was on the robotics team.
Yes.
And so the way that the robotics team worked is like, after school, the shop was just like open until like 9 p.m. or something. And so unlike like sports and stuff where it's like you have a scheduled practice at a certain time, like you could just go at any point to like work on building the robot or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And so a lot of us would just go right after school, work on our homework and get our homework done, and then we would have dinner at like 5 o'clock. Like, this was actually so sweet. Like, the different parents would take turns like making a home cooked meal and bringing it in, and then like it costs like $2 to like get dinner, and so then that money would go to the parent who like made the dinner. And then after dinner, like, then we would like work on the robot and stuff. Anyways, it was just like, I loved the vibes there. But my friend and I, we would always be listening to Ed Sheeran in our headphones, and we would just always be talking about, like, while we were working on our homework before dinner, and we'd always just be like, oh my gosh, this song, it's so good. And like, we were just like, we were so obsessed with Ed Sheeran. This was like freshman or sophomore year. But I just remember, like, I was so obsessed.
Yeah.
So obsessed.
There were times I remember, because we had our senior year of high school, we had English class together, and there was times where we were not sitting next to each other, and I remember we would just like tweet each other from across the classroom on our Chromebooks, and you'd be like listen to this Ed Sheeran song or something. Like,
oh my gosh,
listen to this Ed Sheeran song.
What's crazy is, like, we were so lucky that we got, because I think we got the Chromebooks our junior year.
Yeah.
And so it was like, we had the Chromebooks before they had figured out how to block everything.
I know.
And so, like, we were on Twitter, and we were playing Spotify, and we were playing, like, Snake.io or Slither.io or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, the kids these days, like, I feel like the Chromebook is probably not, like, so, like, fun and cool. It's just, like, something you have for school. But, like, I would be, like, at home on my Chromebook, like, watching YouTube and watching this and playing games, because it's like, I never had like a laptop before, and it was like, I just got like a free laptop basically. I was always goofing around on there. It was so great.
Goofing around. Yeah, no, that's so true. The Chromebooks, man.
Yeah.
Times. So is there anything else you've been liking or doing in between our time from finishing Crooked Kingdom to starting Turtles All the Way Down?
Well, I told you about the book that I was reading.
Oh, yes, you did.
Movie-wise, like, show-wise, I've been really in my Tears of the Kingdom era.
Yes, you have.
So, like, I've been playing this game. I got it for Christmas from Sage, so I've been playing it since then. But this happened in Breath of the Wild too. For all of you Legend of Zelda Switch fans, you'll understand. The games are so big and there's so much to do, and it's like at the beginning of the game, everything is like brand new and exciting and oh my gosh and this and that. And so you're like really, really into it. And then, for me at least, it like gets to a point where it's like, okay, like you're kind of in a groove, you're kind of doing the same sort of things over and over. Like, you're finding the shrines and you're doing the quests and like la 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 la, and it's fun, but it can feel like you're not making progress because there's so much to do. But I feel like I'm past that point now, and now I'm like back to like really, really invested in it, and it's been so fun. I've been watching this, like, he's like a Twitch streamer, and like he'll like upload stuff to YouTube also. And he has a playthrough from like the very first time that he played Tears of the Kingdom, which it was posted like a year ago when the game first came out. But I don't like to have spoilers, so I only watch stuff that like I've already done, which I feel like like when I was like in high school and stuff, I could never understand people that watched YouTube videos of people playing video games. I was like, what is the point of that? Just play the game.
Literally.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why? I get it. Yes. Now. It's so entertaining, and especially like this guy, he there's like a whole category of like speed running Breath of the Wild, and I'm sure speed running Tears of the Kingdom now, but I just haven't watched that stuff. And so he's played like hours and hours and hours of Breath of the Wild, and he knows like all the lore of all the Zelda games, whereas like I don't really know all that stuff. So like he'll be making these like inferences and stuff that like I would have never thought of, and I just think it's like so interesting. And also he just has like he seems to have a huge love and respect for the games. Yeah. And so like it's so nice, like I don't know if this like sounds cheesy, but like it's so sweet like watching him like be in awe of things and like love things and stuff. And I don't know, I just love it. It's like nice like when I'm making dinner or something, if my roommates are gone, like I'll put it on the TV out in the kitchen, just like have it going, and like I don't know, I've just been really into that. I've been really into playing it too. It's like obviously so fun to play, and I have all the light roots, which if anyone knows what that is, there's 120 of them, so spoilers, sorry. But I don't have all the shrines yet, I don't think, so still got to keep going. Yeah. I have 3 of the sages. I think there's either 4 or 5. I hope this is in the view of the camera, but oh, here, I can just bring it down. Sage made me for our anniversary last year.
Those are so cute.
He crocheted these little book goblins from... These ones are, like, in the style of Breath of the Wild, but I just love them so much.
Those are so cute.
This is, like, one of his first crochet projects, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
that's impressive. That is so impressive.
I know, and they're holding hands, like...
Cute.
Cute. This one's me because it has blue eyes, and this one's him because it has brown eyes.
That's cute.
Yeah. So that's what I've been into. What about you?
Oh my god, actually I do have to go into a little hyperfixation corner real quick.
Yeah, let's hear.
So, I think you know this because you follow me on my Instagram, but I've been obsessed with Bridgerton. Like, to the point where it's been, like, almost, debilitating. Like,
okay.
So, yeah. Do you know anything about Bridgerton? Like, do you know what the plot is?
No.
Okay, so basically,
Kings and Queens or something?
So, it takes place in, like, Regency era London, England. And, like, we follow this family called the Bridgerton family, and it has, like, 8 children in it. And so, every season we follow a different sibling.
Oh, and that's kind of a cool setup.
I know. And so the whole point, though, of each season is, like, we follow the sibling fall in love. And so, I know, it's like a historical romance. It's really cute. So, like, my whole thing with this show, though, is, like, I watched it when it came out in 2020, season 1, and I actually didn't really like it. So I didn't finish it. I didn't finish the first season. And then I remember my roommate, Haley, was like, okay, I know you didn't like season 1, but you're going to love season 2 because we switch main characters and it's a whole different thing. And she's like, you have to sit down and watch it with me. And so we sat down and we watched it literally, I think, like 6 months ago. And I mean, I loved that season. I thought, like, everything I hated about season 1, they fixed in season 2.
Oh, there you go.
Which is great, right?
Yeah.
So season 3 recently came out, like 3 weeks ago. And what they're doing with this season is they're splitting it in half, kind of like what they did with Stranger Things. So, like, part 1...
Is it a Netflix original?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So part 1 was released a few weeks ago. They're releasing part 2 next week. And so it's like 4 episodes and then another 4 episodes. Something about I don't know what they put in part 1 of season 3. It's like literally so addicting. I have watched it. This is going to sound crazy, so no one look at me like I'm sick in the head. 12 times since it's come out.
Oh my gosh. And how
4
long
times
ago?
a week. 3 weeks ago.
What? And I'm assuming each episode is like an hour.
Yeah. So it's like 4 hours of television. Whenever I'm bored, whenever I'm sad, whenever I just need like to watch something, I put it on. And I'm like, wow. And it doesn't get old to me. I don't know. I don't know. It's scratching something in my brain.
I love that though.
I know. I don't know what it is. I think it's like the show just like portrays like the romance, like the soulmateism trope in romance like so well.
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
like these people are like traumatized human beings or like have like a lot of baggage or insecurities and feel like they can never be loved, and then they find somebody who's like, they're like, oh my gosh, like, but you love me. And it's like so healing. It's just so nice to watch.
Good.
And also this show, I feel like one thing that I really love in a lot of like my romances, and you don't see it very often, but usually it's when like if the female lead in the couple is like not like traditionally thin, I think, and then and it's like a point in the story, or maybe it's not mentioned, but it's like, you know, like you just get to see people who aren't traditionally thin or like traditionally like attractive in the storyline or something,
right.
have like this like incredibly like romantic relationship, and like are seen as like an object of desire. Like I feel like it like soothes like a wound in me, and I know a lot of other women also feel like this, and so it's just so nice to see that like portrayed so beautifully on screen. And it's like never a big deal, it's never brought up, it's just like, and this is another love story, and people just love each other like regardless of what society tells them who and what to like. So it's just great. I
love when it's not when it's not like a point. It's just like that. That's just who the woman is.
Exactly. There's so many like pieces of media that I feel like I just, when I see it, I latch onto it because I'm like, yes, perfect. This is what I need.
So are you like sitting down and watching it, or are you just like having it play while you're doing stuff?
No, like I'm sitting down and watching it.
Wow.
Like I'll like like I know it's bad. Girl, it's bad. It's like,
but I get it, because I probably could do that with Stranger Things. I just
really
like, I just don't, because I don't want to ever get like tired
sick
of it.
Yeah.
So like I've never let myself, but I totally could.
I did that like season 1 of Stranger Things, or no, season 2 of Stranger Things came out during our freshman year of college. And during my freshman year, I was in the pits. I was not doing well. And so I would sit in my dorm room and rewatch season 1 of Stranger Things over and over and over again. Yeah. And like that was like what healed me and got me through the rough months before season 2 came out. But
yeah, I guess I'm not as good. I maybe would struggle actually to like try to rewatch Stranger Things over and over, because I would want to sit down and watch it. Like inside of me, that's what I would want. However, like I'm not necessarily good at doing that. Like one thing that I rewatch a lot is the Harry Potter movies. Yes. But it's more like I was literally watching Deathly Hallows Part 2 today while I was packing. So it's like I wasn't actually like watching the movie. I was just like listening to it. Yeah. But like for something like Stranger Things, like I would never want to just listen to it. You know, like I need to sit down and watch. Yeah. But yeah, you're really good at that though.
That's crazy. No, but like truly, but you know, like I don't rewatch things unless if I'm like obsessed with it. And so it's like, like, you know, I'm having a moment when I can like sit down and really rewatch something. Yeah. So yeah. But
that's crazy.
Anyway, so yeah, that's my recommendation of the month.
When does the next part come out?
In a week from today. So soon. It's been rough. It's been rough waiting for it. And so by the time this episode comes out, part 2 will have been released. So I'm jealous. For everybody who's already seen it. It'll be me though. So when I'm listening to this, then I'm going to be like, oh, and I know how it ends.
Yeah, that's so funny. I feel like I haven't watched any new shows. Yeah. In a while. My new show is that YouTuber.
Do you want to give the YouTuber a shout out, or are you?
I just don't know, like. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll put it in there, and then if we want to cut it out, we can. But anyways, his name is LimCube. I don't know what exactly his real name is, but that's like his username. He's on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Like, I just watch him on YouTube, but he's also on Twitch. I think he streams a lot. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I just, like, I really enjoy his content. So
Yeah.
if you're a Legend of Zelda player and you like to watch people play, he's really good at the game. And I don't know, I just really enjoy it. I've watched several different like people on YouTube play the games, and I like at least this big long thing that I'm watching. Like, I like that he he has commentary, like his videos at the bottom, and he has commentary, but he's not like, I don't know, he's like chill. I guess. Like, it's not like he's like putting on a show. He's just like playing the game, and he's just like chit-chatting and like saying like things that he's thinking, like, oh well, maybe if this thing is over here, then I need to do this, you know. Like, I like hearing his thoughts, because he's like better, like he has more knowledge of the game than I have, and so it's like he like makes connections that I wouldn't have thought of. So like, it's really interesting to me to like hear his take on, like, because like there's like these different memories and stuff in the game, and then you have to like, you're kind of figuring out like what it means. Like, I like hearing what he thinks it means, because I'm like, oh, I hadn't even thought of that, you know.
Yeah. Do you ever my whole thing with watching streamers is like, I feel like I can't, like, I'll put it on and then I'll be like, oh, but I want to play the game now. And so then I'm like in this weird, like, where like I want to watch them do it, but I want to play the game really badly.
Yeah.
I can't do it at the same time.
Like, honestly, a lot of times I'm playing it, like I'm watching the video. I'm playing the video while I'm doing something else, like while I'm making dinner or eating dinner, or like, this is so goofy, but like at the gym, like, instead of listening to music, like I'll be doing like the arm machine, like with my thing playing, or like if I'm like on the treadmill, like I'll just prop it up and watch it. So it's like I couldn't really be playing the game, but I sometimes do play my game while watching. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Play.
So yeah, those are our 2 recommendations of the month. I need to read, though. Here's the thing: being in this Bridgerton era, I've like completely just like put books to the back burner. I'm I like, it was like hard for me to finish Crooked Kingdom, because I was like, my brain was so obsessed. I know, I can't explain it. It's just what my brain does. It latches onto things and it won't let go. But so now I'm like, okay, I have to actually be reading. Like, I need to be nourishing my mind with something else. Yeah. I'm 3 books behind my Goodreads challenge right now.
Oh my gosh.
When I started, I was 2 books ahead. Can you believe I fell?
Wow.
I fell far behind so quickly. I know.
Yeah.
It's bad for me.
And I bet your Goodreads challenge is what, like 200 books?
Oh, it's 85 this year.
Oh, so. Okay. That's like, that sounds normal.
Yeah.
I think I'm around 15 after I finish this book. I'll be around 15 or maybe 14. I can't remember exactly, but, and that's like half the year. So I think I could probably read, I'll probably read between 25 and 30 books this year.
That's impressive. Yeah, that's good. And you also, we should note, you like read all books physically.
Yeah,
so, like, you don't like listen to audiobooks with it or like anything. So it's like, I think the reason why I can read so fast is because I do prefer to like, well, I listen to a lot of audiobooks, but like it just depends on the genre. Like, you can't listen to audiobooks for everything because I get confused really quickly. Yeah. But like usually it's like for Crooked Kingdom and Six of Crows, I was listening to the audiobook while I was reading it because I feel like I can intake information better when I have both.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
do you ever
like,
put it on like 2 times speed or something?
Yeah, that's
like,
my preferred.
Speed it up?
That's my preferred way. Yeah, because if I'm just, especially if I'm reading on the page, like I am not reading at the pace that somebody's gonna read it aloud. Yeah, so
oops.
So I feel like that's one of like a hack to read faster for me. But
when I was trying to read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I was trying to finish the book before I saw the movie. I didn't. And so I was listening to the audiobook like as fast as you could, and I would like and I was like, okay, I gotta slow it down a little because I need to actually like understand it.
That's so real.
But speaking of,
perfect segue.
We saw that there's gonna be a Hey Mitch book. And literally, movie, you said, right?
Yes, announced today. Suzanne Collins is writing a Haymitch prequel. Going to be taking place at like the 50th Hunger Games, which is Haymitch's games.
Oh, yeah, because he was a quarter quell.
Yes, exactly. And then Lionsgate announced today too that they already have the rights for the movie. So
wow,
they'll be
so I guess
making it.
The movie then isn't technically confirmed to be made. It's just someone has the rights to make it.
Possibly. So don't take my word for it because everything I've seen has been tweets. Like I don't have I didn't click on actual articles. So but as far as I know, they want to develop it into a movie. And I'm assuming it'll happen because of what Ballad of Songbirds
the success did.
Yeah. So
and especially the people have been asking for the Haymitch
I know
backstory. So
and I feel like a lot of people are like talking about how Suzanne Collins is so intentional with her writing. She only releases books and writes books when she feels like we need it as a society. Yeah. And so I'm so like she always has such interesting points and like fresh points as far as like what other YA authors or what like typical YA authors seem to do. And so I feel like it's going to be so interesting seeing this type of prequel for like what she has to say, and also it's like from a character we love. Like it's not Snow, right? So it's like I think it'll be really interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited, especially because I didn't read Ballad of Songbird and Snakes until the movie was like out. Just because, and I loved the Hunger Games trio. Like I think it's one of the best YA like series ever. Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, I just didn't really care a lot to read
about Snow.
President Snow's like backstory.
Yeah.
And I was so wrong. Like I was like so amazed. Yeah. I was amazed at how horrible he was. I know. It was shocking to me how well she could write like a character that's not a good person and him be like the main character but not really the protagonist. You know what I mean?
That was so hard for me too because I'm somebody who, if I'm following a main character, I want to like them so badly, and I think that's the whole point of this is like at the beginning of the story, Snow is not 100% corrupted. Like there is goodness, I believe, in him, like Lucy Gray says, but there's like it's so interesting. The beginning of that book, you want to root for him so badly, and then you just slowly see him become the person who we know in the original trilogy, kind of like the start of his story. And it's just like so devastating and like tragic and like difficult to read because it's supposed to be. And
like I was amazed like to be reading, because I feel like you could definitely diagnose him with narcissism and like reading his thoughts of the way that he rationalizes his behavior of like, well, but I deserve this because I always did my work, so I deserve to go back and get the Plinth Prize and like have Sejanus's parents bake me cookies. Like, oh, I deserve this. Like, no, you don't. But it's like I could logically like see how his thinking got him there. I do not agree with it, but it's like that I'm just like so impressed that she could write that it's like, okay, I can see how in his like twisted view he thinks that that's like a correct, oh, because of this, then this.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, like I'm just like so impressed.
She's so great. She's one of the best. I'm so happy that we've been able to grow up and especially come of age with her being like our kind of main author. So Suzanne Collins, nothing but love and respect to her. She's so great.
Shouts out.
Yeah, so we will be reading that book and we will be seeing that movie. So
definitely.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do it for the
book club.
Yeah.
Yep. Cute.
Okay. Well, did I got anything else to say?
I don't think so. I think we're ready to wrap on up if you are.
Okay. Yeah, let me change my window here.
Oh, you're good.
So yeah, everyone, thanks for listening to Read the Last Page. Music and illustrations, of course, created by the wonderful Sage Timothy.
If you don't know our schedule yet, we host a book club episode once a month. So this month we are reading Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. So if you want to join us for our spoiler-filled discussion of that book, you can look out for that episode on the first Wednesday of July.
But before we get to the last page, we want to say thanks for listening. Reminder that you can find us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Or if you'd rather watch your podcast, you can find us on YouTube at Read the Last Page. And for now, we want to say bye from B
and Dan. Bye.
Bye.